Hi, bottoms and tops, and all verses in between.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Tug. Today, I'm here with my amazing co-host. Hi, Kevin.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm exhausted, but I just took a hit of poppers and I'm ready to go.
Period.
Let me get my poppers actually before I get crazy.
No, honestly, I was just about to say, should we all do a hit of poppers? Hi, Edward.
How are you, pooping?
I'm good. What is that I see in the peak of your camera?
This whole thing, just a little bit of.
I just wanted to make sure that the audience knew that you eat while you record, meaning you're not paying attention.
Well, I don't know what that says.
Two hits, and anything fits.
2 hits and we're making that merch. Is that? Did you take that? Do you take that from somewhere?
Ask me in another minute.
I hope not. Okay, wait. I wanna take a hit too. Oh my god.
The Tuck does not condone illegal activities. We are using VCR cleaner. We have very dirty VCRs here. So
Sure.
First of all, they sell this at the 7-Eleven by my house, so it better not be illegal.
And you never say anything?
Okay, ready? All at once. Let's go.
I gotta wake up the demons.
Can someone from production grab my soup?
Wait. Edward, show where you put your vape. I need you to show the viewers where you put your vape. That is like it's chopsticks in the back of your bun.
Soup sticks in my buns, bitch. Fuck you mean?
I am crying.
All right, ladies, are we taking a hit before the show commences?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
get on our rocket trip. I just heard someone's shit whistle. Ooh!
My shit went. I'm about to swallow this couch. I feel like the couch is going inside my pussy.
My bed started off as a door, now it's
Oh my god. Any life updates, like anything new from you guys? What are the girls up to? What are the streets saying?
Girl, the streets are saying I really wanted to finish my ramen, but we're gonna get into it. It was a fun weekend. We ended up linking up randomly as well.
Yes, we
And
did.
Just binge watched TV. That's what happens here. We
um,
consume the media and we produce the content.
You create that space of I just want to sit in my couch, smoke, and watch television for me. So I appreciate that for you. Anything new, Pooh?
Hey,
Hi, Pooh.
nothing. I just started going back to school again. Not again, but like my semester just started in my program, and it's absolutely the worst thing ever. And I cannot wait to graduate because I'm exhausted. But she's gonna get her degrees because if she's gonna get the D's and the degrees, not the D's and the grades, but the D's in the Twin XL. It's a full. I'll be more humble.
It's the Twin XL for me. No,
full.
shout out to you for pursuing your masters. It could never be me, so shout out to you. Something that I really wanted to bring up this episode, and I don't know if you guys saw in our show notes, is this whole Twitter situation with the queens. And
Don't get them started.
don't get me started, bitch. So okay, so here's my thing. So a lot of queens, especially the season 15 queens, feel like there's a lot of hate that is going on Twitter from the fan base when it comes to them. And this comes from, it could be like last week specifically, Mistress alleges that she got her account suspended because of all of the people that were reporting her or whatever after the show aired, the Untucked aired, and her and Marsha kind of went at it. So basically she feels like some of Marsha's fans, in a way of revenge, were reporting her account and got her suspended. I think that's horrible. I think that's fucked up. I think that for the fans that are actually pursuing any type of like, I don't even know what to call it, like for the fans that are pursuing any type of like negative interaction outside from you just saying you didn't like what you saw, it's kind of like you're doing too much. Like you're literally like going to report a queen. That's their social media is their job. It's what pays the bills. So I feel like that's just entirely too much. What do you guys think about that?
I feel so bad because like especially because like this is the takeoff of like their careers, And at the end of the day, like that's how we market is the social media. So for Mistress to literally be stripped of one of her social media platforms, it's it's sad. And like for Marshalls to not take any type of accountability for her fans, it almost brings you back to the whole like Valentina debacle when during the reunion when they're like, oh, but you didn't like control your fans. I feel like
Right.
if Marcia had accountability, like she can't control what the fans say. I think she can't hold them back from reporting or blocking, but she could still send out a message like, hey, I don't know if she did. I'm just talking shit about her, but like maybe just like, hey guys, like listen, like to all the fake fans, it's the fake fans. It's not if you're a real fan, regardless. Like I hate Salina with everything in my gut, but I'm not going to report her. I'm just going to talk. I won't watch it. I hate everything about her, but I'm not going to go about it and talk about it. I'm not scared of you. As I was saying,
coming from a Barb, I feel like when you're part of a fan base, you writing down heavy. Another thing is Mistress is a Barb, so I'm gonna send the Barbs after her. That's it. Like I say, fight fire with fire. I do think it's fucked up that they're taking away her platform, especially in this moment where she should just be gaining followers. But at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna get rowdy. Fuck with like you can't control those fans, but
yeah, I think it's kind of fucked up for Mistress because, like you said, she should be gaining followers, not being off of social media. Because all the girls that are on Drag Race right now, even the one that went home first, shout out to you, Irene. They all deserve to gain followers from this experience and to gain some type of social capital. Like that is what the whole point of getting on Drag Race is, to kind of take yourself to the next level and become more of a mainstream queen. And I think that it's fucked up that Mistress is not getting to do that. But because of this situation, it has sparked a lot of many other conversations like outside. What are you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna talk about the fact that they're going through the situation. Period. I feel like they should be already verified. They should already be having that support where their account is legitimate, that is not going to face this situation of it being deleted or suspended for whatever reason, whether it's fans or something, you know?
Right. And
like MTV, like get it together. Like I remember the queens before, even when they were on like Logo. I remember like the moment the cast reveal was out, like them bitches had that blue check like suddenly, and the fact that like MTV first you don't verify our queens, then you give us some real faggots of whatever, cutting down my queen's show. Like it's just like I had high expectations for MTV to take it for this fucking show to hit different platforms and be bigger than it is. And I feel like it almost took a step back. Like my queens are getting not verified, and you have this fucking dumbass fucking show that cut half the fucking programming. Like it's making me like, even watching this episode, like it made me like kind of like this shit was so fucking fast. Like it's like I don't know, like I'm so excited for this season. Like this is not the season to slow down. Like this season should be at the full throttle that it is. Like it's amazing season, amazing queens. Like it's a fucking good season. And I feel like us as viewers are getting fucking stripped, and those fucking queens are getting fucking stripped.
I would say maybe on a production end, do you think that since it's on MTV and it's catching so many more new eyes, they kind of watered it down a bit for us? So that way, like the new watchers are just getting that like leveled out experience, and then it's going to build up through it being on the network.
I don't think so because, okay, before we get into the conversation, let me finish the last thing I want to say about that Twitter shit. What I don't like is that some people on Twitter are then trying to silence the fan base by saying that people are not allowed to share whatever it is that they see on the television and on Twitter. If I'm a fan and I'm watching a show and this being specifically a competition show, I'm going to have my favorites and I'm going to have the ones I don't like. I'm also going to have people that I think did great and other people that I think didn't do that great. So I just feel like that's wrong because as a viewer and as a fan of the show, I think that every fan has the right to say, I didn't like that look on the runway. That's not hate. Me not liking something that was presented to me on the runway is not hate. That's an opinion. Now, if I say you fucking dirty bitch, I hate you, and your look was also dirty, that's hate. That's a lot. But y'all not about to tell me that I can't say that Aura Majori's look this week was trash, because it was. To me, it was. It could have been a gag to her, but to me,
that's
it wasn't
her opinion.
It's my opinion. It's my
freedom
opinion.
of speech, bitch. Freedom of motherfucking speech.
To quote Tamara Judge, Real Houses of Orange County. That's my opinion. Like, don't play with me. And also, don't act like you never had an opinion about anything in your fucking life. There's albums you don't like, and there's albums you do like. There's clothes that you don't like, and there's clothes that do you like. Get off social media.
What you're saying is the fact that they're trying to silence people who aren't doing drag or don't do drag is what's frustrating for you because of the
Not
Not
fact
even
that-
the people that don't do drag, because it's like, I just feel like that's another misrepresentation. Like, to say, well, not maybe misrepresentation, but that's another like not a good statement to say. To say that only people that do drag should comment on the show. Should only people that do drag watch it to see if you're successful?
Race chaser.
Let's talk about it. Should only people that do drag watch the fucking show to see if y'all really become successful?
Wait, and who?
Like,
who are the
excuse
hosts
me?
for the
So
official
we can watch
podcast?
the show, but we can say nothing about it. We can buy your merch, but we can say nothing about it. We can buy your songs and we can say nothing about it. We can go and support all of your shows, but we can say nothing about it. Please. Please. Acting like they never said anything negative about any of their favorite singers, dance, whatever it is. Like, please, shut the fuck up. Please. The Drag Race fans and some, because it's not all, some of the Drag Race queens cannot stand a day in Real Housewives Twitter. The way the way that the Real Housewives Twitter fans be coming for each other and these wives, please.
Also, the hosts for the official podcast of RuPaul's Drag Race are
non-drag queens. Lonnie Love and
Isn't it Alec Mapa? Is that his name?
I think that's him. They're the hosts of the official Drag Race recap podcast that is produced by Wall of Wonder, and they're not drag queens. You know, they're not drag queens, and they're talking about it. Michelle Visage is not a drag queen. Ross Matthews is not a drag queen. Carson Kressley is not a drag queen.
Michelle's a drag queen.
Right.
Michelle's a queen.
Every guest host is not a drag queen. I mean, I know that they're celebrities and it's the whole point of the show, but still, I just feel like the queens are dividing the fan base, and that could be bad for the show. And it's sad because the reason why they're being like that is because some fans are being really hurtful to them, and I understand that. But it's like, I need the fans to stop violating the queens, so the queens can stop trying to silence the fans. It's like
This would
you
not
know,
be a problem if they were just verified.
right,
That's the fucking end of the story.
right. And keep your criticism to what you watch on the show. Don't be coming for people's personal lives and shit like that. Like, that's none of y'all business. Like, if you have something to say, keep it about the show. Don't. Why y'all calling a bitch fat? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Let's, now that we're done with that, let's actually get into tonight's episode. The queens walk into the workroom after Sugar's elimination. Spice gets super emotional reading her mirror message, which quotes, "To Spice, take the crown home, you ugly bitch. To my new sisters, I feel your hearts. Take care of Spice. You're all sweeter than Sugar will ever be." I feel like that was so kind.
That was so good. And you know they had that shit planned out. They're like, if you go home, we're gonna write this in the mirror. If you
Right.
go home, we're gonna write that.
I mean, girl, we have all of your Drag Race confessional lines already planned. So I'm like, if the queens are not planning, then what are you doing?
What are you doing? It's like, be ready so you don't gotta get ready.
Exactly.
Sponsored by Pure for Men.
Pure. The girls then sit down and start chatting, and they point out that Mistress was actually right because about being second best last week, unlike what Marsha said in Untucked. Mistress felt like Marsha tried to dim her light by saying that, you know, Mistress has said, like, I think that I'm second runner up, and Marsha was like, actually, I think that I'm second next to Loosey. So then Mistress felt like she was trying to basically dim her light by saying that when we were both on that stage when we were getting deliberations, and you know my deliberation was better than yours, so why would you try to do that? So when the girls came back to the workroom after the elimination, everybody was like, well, Mistress was right. She was second and Marsha was third. So, you know, I thought that was very interesting.
This whole, like, you're second, you're third is so corny to me. Like, y'all both didn't win. Y'all both placed high. Like, this whole, like, oh, I'm second to, I'm third to, I think it's so corny. And I feel like no one cares about the second or thirds unless you're winning. Like RuPaul's not gonna be like, oh, but you were second, third. Like
no, but now that I'm thinking about it, these fans are fucking crazy. You know why these new queens are thinking like that in the workroom in season
because
15?
the fantasy.
It's because of the fantasies. All of you see on fucking Instagram during drag race time is all of these charts where like these fan accounts are, stacking everybody's journey through the competition. And if you're a win or a first high or a high low or a high, and these queens that have never been on the show for the 15 years that the not 15 years but the 15 seasons that the show has been on, that have watched the show and that have also been fans of the show and that also follow these accounts, see how these accounts run, and now they're on the show and they're bringing in that culture of social media where every little thing is being depicted, and the girls are legit fighting over who was second, so who was the second highest.
Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, y'all both did not win. It's okay. Like, y'all should be happy that y'all were getting the amazing critiques that y'all got, and y'all have another week to fucking kill the competition.
That is a good point, bringing it in from that aspect. But bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm a rah if I'm second place, because I feel like it does make a difference. It sets the tone in the room of like, all right, well, this is the bitch to watch. And I feel like if I earn that title to be the bitch to watch, then watch out for me. I'm second place. I'm not not gonna be my proudest moment to rah it, but it was gonna take me to first place.
But I feel like if you really are like that bitch, you don't need to say, but I'm second. I'm second though. Like,
I wouldn't say it,
would never be like.
I would never say it, but if it comes up in a conversation, like, I'm gonna speak on it. The thing is that she tried to make Mistress seem like Mistress was in third place. Mistress had to clear the bitch and say, if you really want to get into it, I was second place. So in that scenario, I'm gonna say, bitch, I was second place. And what about it?
I think that I also feel like in a way it's stupid to even bring up that second, third place, because instead of keeping it just a blanket, I was high. If we were both high, then there's no second or third. If you're saying I was second and you're third, then you're making it seem like being third is wrong. Being part of the highs and lows is what matters. There's a reason why RuPaul doesn't say first, second, or third. He says these are the best and these are the worst. There's a reason for that. So why are you guys trying to change the competition in the way that we even speak about the competition by making it an issue between queens? Because then the fans look at that and then they carry that onto social media and start attacking y'all. Because now it's like, well, Marsha was third on episode 2 and this girl was second on episode, like, you guys were both high. You guys were the top. Like, that's what matters. I think it's crazy.
I agree.
Well, I think it's crazy.
For the queens listening next season, when you get on, don't discuss being second or third.
Like, just be happy. Be happy you're high. Be happy you're high.
Yeah, just be happy you're on the top. Like, who cares?
Enjoy the high.
The girls start to undress, and Spice goes off about some girls being in the competition that shouldn't be in there instead of Sugar. Aura hears her from the other side of the room, and it's like, she better not be talking about me, honey. So and then they do they do the little transition, and then the girls walk in again. Spice was talking about her, but I thought that it was funny that Aura was like, she better not be talking about me. I'm just like, girl, she is.
The shoe fit.
Where, baby?
It should have been a bottom 3. It should have been a bottom 3, because as much as I thought that Sugar and Spice's Snatch Games were bad, I thought Aura's was as equally, if not worse. Like, Aura was.
She just had a better runway.
Sometimes I do think that the runway does matter, because like you could be gutter boots, but then you could be on that runway looking like a fucking supermodel.
Whoever says the runway doesn't matter is trash. The runway does matter.
Because think if like her runway was as bad or even worse than Sugar Spice, I feel like it would have been a triple.
And of course, the runways matters, because you always hear the judges saying, on the challenge you were great, but today on the runway you were trash. And they've always said that. They've always said the challenge and the runway. They always combine the two judgments. So
look at Monáe Exchange. Monáe Exchange probably would have won a lot more fucking episodes and challenges if her runways were not fucking disgusting on her original season. They literally said to her, like. Like, no shade, but like
the next day in the workroom, Aura brings up to Spice that she heard her saying that other people don't belong in the competition, and then she asks her like, Spice, who are you talking about? The girls couldn't even get into the drama because as soon as the girls try to get shady, RuPaul walks in. Because why? 40-minute episodes.
I need to talk to whoever's in charge.
They're definitely
Bring
not
the
gay.
manager.
They need some gay people up in MTV because it is not gay. It's giving homophobia.
Like, that was the most I've ever been edged since that one summer, back in camp.
If I had a nickel. It reminds me of that time with my uncle. But no, I think it was definitely anyways.
It was definitely what?
We'll get into it.
I was just kidding, girl.
You
I'm white, but not that way. I don't be fucking my uncle.
you literally said I
No,
think
girl.
it was definitely and then stop talking.
It was supposed to be like a joke and then like pretend like I'm like alluding to something else. Never mind.
Oh.
No, but like the something else was the topic that we're on, which is the fact that the bitches couldn't even get into the tea right before Ru
Thank
walks in. And I think it is kind of fucked up that like I don't want to keep blaming it on MTV or on WeHo but it's like what the fuck? Like this is starting to become like a Zeus production. Like the storyline's not clicking and I need to follow. And what the fuck? Give me the damn tea. What was that? When we're gonna start getting a real full episode when it's 3 queens left? Talk to me. What are we doing? You know?
I don't think that the people at MTV know what they're doing. But let me stop talking shit because I don't know if I'll ever need a job at MTV chat.
This you?
for this week's mini challenge, the library is open. And another thing that felt very rushed. Every queen got one good line.
Oh
like
my god!
Like the only queens that you got 2 jokes from were the people that were at the top, which was Sasha and Loosey. And literally, it was like cut. Mistress had like 2 jokes, so I thought, I was like, okay, she's in top territory. But then Sasha Colby's little set was long, and then Loosey was the end, and kind of just
no Loosey. Like you could tell who the winner already was because Loosey, bitch, that bitch was the only one that had like 3 reads. I lived for her one about Mistress when she was like stop talking about those kitten heels. Like they started as stilettos. Like that bitch. Imagine this season without her. Like again, like shout out to Loosey for liking our post last week about her. Like I will give that bitch her flowers every fucking week. I think without her, this season would be trash. She is the comedy of the fucking season. Like that bitch is funny. Like obsessed.
She's really, really funny, and she won the mini challenge and won a prize of $2,500. The girls are getting their money, okay?
No, she thus far with this fucking episode, she already has $10,000. That's more than fucking Bibi Zahara Benet got. She got a fucking gift card to Mac.
But I also feel like if you target the mini challenges, you can make some coin.
Bitch, I would be in there like I just want to win this money.
Wait.
That bitches want to win the mini challenge, but don't want to get rah because you win second place.
But wait, I have a question.
I want money.
This is so funny. You know how they cut in the episodes? If they cut mini challenges out of the other episodes and I won it, do I still get the money?
No, bitch, I better have. It's cash prize. Leave that shit in my hotel room, please.
There's a reason the Boulay say this is coming from us, okay?
And they will say, like, this is $100,000 from us. From my pockets.
From the Cash App. Like, it's going straight from Cash App to Cash App.
Can you imagine just getting that Cash App? Like, you're just sitting at home, it's like...
I think it's ridiculous that Drag Race, that Cash App sponsored Drag Race, and the money wasn't sent directly through Cash App. Send me my 100K through Cash App. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't want that Cash App. I want that Zelle, baby. I want Zelle.
Girl, you can get a little Cash App card through the app, and it's just like a Zelle, baby. And you have your 100,000, your debit card, and you out here in the clubs. Zing, zing, zing.
If y'all won that 100,000, what would the first thing you bought it? Like, what would the first thing you buy with it?
I think I will have one, like, spends that is like it has no purpose. It's like I just want to splurge. One splurge, and then I will, even though $100,000 is not a lot, I will really look into like how to invest those, because at the end of the day, I'm poor, so it's like I'm not about to blow 100,000 and then be broke. So I feel like I'll try to be smart about it, but I'll definitely splurge with one item. That item could be 100,000, but I'm just saying.
Edward, what would you buy?
So you don't know the item, but it would be an item.
I think I'll probably buy a car
Okay,
or
fair.
put the down payment to a car. Because honestly, cars are more than 100,000. But I think I will like a nice car. I will put the down payment to a car.
I think I would definitely treat myself to
Some wigs.
no. Oh yeah, I think actually in the in the mindset of like drag right now, like I would definitely just like up my fucking drag as fuck. And then a charitable case, I will finally get you the lip injections you've been wanting for a while, Kevin.
Oh my god, you're so giving.
It just comes from the heart. What can I say?
Do I get my BBL?
Oh, babes, BBL
Bitch,
all around.
we'll be in the airport, us three, having 3 handlers pushing us.
But we're like
I'll
we're
be-
like in Superman. What are you
Bitch.
gonna get, Kevin?
So corny shit, I'd probably buy my grandmother something for the kitchen because her dumbass likes to buy like blenders and then never use it. So I'd probably buy her like a new fucking Keurig, and then I would move out of Newark and go somewhere like glamorous, like Patterson or Irvington, and just
West
really
Orange.
be where I should be.
Newark is glamorous, baby. Don't let them people make you
Fool
believe
you.
otherwise.
Girl, I'm a
Um,
2-year resident. I love me some Newark.
Period. This week's Maxi Challenge, they are forming fashion houses and they are turning home decor into looks. Malaysia and Amethyst struggle a little bit with this challenge because they're not seamstresses, so they've never really created a look on their own. So they're struggling as they're trying to figure out what it is that they're gonna create. So I feel like design challenges are also the other type of challenge on Drag Race that kind of lets you know who's like a queen to look at and who's a queen that may struggle in the season. Because it's not bound to be just one design challenge. I'm sure that there's gonna be probably like another challenge where designing is involved. So what do you guys think about the challenge? Are you excited for a design challenge?
I was pumped to see bitches fail. That was honestly my honest opinion. Just because I needed some drama. That's it. Like now Sugar left. Like Spice is there. Spice didn't even speak on the situation. So now I'm just like, give me a storyline. Who's gonna struggle here? And to see that it was Malaysia and Amethyst. Did I expect it from Amethyst? Again, I've told you guys, Amethyst is that queen that gives me hope. I'm going to be a fucking superstar. And it's because of the fact that the bitches is literally taking the fabric and putting that. All they had to do was probably staple it on her or hot glue gun it for her.
Girl, she
Because
just
took
cinched
time.
it with a belt.
No, Lux literally takes time. She's like, oh, you can drape it here and you can move it to the left and give it this. She's like, girl, I just don't even know how this. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate a bitch who is getting assistance and then also wants to bitch. And that's one thing. Like, I'm a hoe who you can give me your opinion and help me out. And the delivery definitely matters on there. But at some point, I can say, I'm like, damn, you know what? I might have been a bitch, but I definitely needed your help and I appreciate your help. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they cut it out, but I didn't see that moment from her. She's like,
Probably.
oh, don't know how to do it, and she was just whining and whining. Malaysia, on the other hand, that bitch, she just really did what she had to do. I was very worried for her with that cape, that Jax pointed out for us, but
Look who's
she
talking.
brought it to the runway.
Yeah, I think that it was interesting. What were you gonna say, Kevin?
I love a design challenge because I feel like it just showcases the resourcefulness of the queens. I feel like it takes them back to like when you don't have much drag, like you just gotta fucking make whatever you can, and then you be on the stage, and even if it's a fucking t-shirt and jeans and you made it into a gown, like you gotta earn it and sell it and fucking showcase how fucking good it is. I love a ball too. I love a fucking design challenge. I feel like it just brings me back to like when that was the first episode of the season, and it was always like a design challenge. I don't know. It makes me think like, bitch, like I personally think I would do good at design challenge because I would just fucking like have fun with that. Then be like, if you know you're not a fucking design like a Trinity the Tuck making fucking gowns for an episode, have fun with it and just like go balls to the wall. But also Malaysia, bitch, like I feel like this is the most we've ever heard from her in an episode ever. Like
I know, which is sad because I feel like she's very interesting. Trinity the Tuck really made 2 dresses for shits and giggles in one
bitch,
episode.
she made Monet's for her fucking challenge and then still just made her own and was like, oh, I'm cool. She made her last. I just saw the tea online. She used her runway, the flowers one, the reveal, that was supposed to be her finale gown, but she utilized it for another runway. So that bitch just created another finale gown in there, and it was still fucking impeccable. Like
She's
Trinity the
insane.
Tuck is
That bitch was sewing
RuPaul's
for
Drag
fun.
Race.
No,
Like,
Trinity the Tuck is like choose whatever Pokemon you got. I choose Trinity the Tuck.
11 wins. 11 wins in a fucking
Trinity, go! With that said,
I live.
Trinity, Hyper Beam. With that said, Jax opens up about being adopted from Puerto Rico by white parents and how hard it was for him growing up in a white environment as a black child to white parents. And I think that I love it when the queens open up. And this was kind of also another thing that I was complaining about when it comes to the whole MTV cutting the episodes, because we kind of miss these moments where the queens are opening up and talking about their story, etc. So Jax, I loved your story. I'm sure that it was so hard, and I loved that he was really honest about it and was like, like I it was like a level of resentment that I kind of like had growing up, because it's like I was always the one that was judged, and I know that my parents, did not mean any harm or any of it, but it's still the life that I lived as a black person, and I think that was so important to showcase. Lux then starts talking about how when he was a child, all he would do is watch fashion shows and be modeling and watch the fashion girls, so he always felt like a girl of the fashions, even though he never really like sewed or anything like that, but like he was obsessed with fashion. And also Spice opened up about owning dolls and putting their dolls on drag, and that's kind of how they started experimenting with drag. Ham and Sugar, they would take their dolls and switch their makeup, switch their hair, and that's kind of how they got their drag started. So
I feel like every gay does that. Like with me, like I remember I used to have
I used to
G.I.
love the dolls.
Bitch, I had G.I. Joe dolls,
That's
and I remember
funny.
I used to go outside, cut grass trimmings, and then make wigs for them. And then one time my grandfather saw it and beat the fuck out of my ass. And what did I do? I went back out, grabbed more grass, and I made a fucking updo. You gonna cut my 40-inch grass wigs? I'm gonna make an updo.
No,
Another
I
one,
was
60 inches, bitch.
I was so thankful to be growing up with a sister, because my sister had hella dolls, and like even before I had come out to my sister, I remember telling my sister as a kid, like, don't say that I was playing with this, and she would really be like, okay, like, and I feel like we had that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like,
No,
like, I'll play with your
me
dolls.
and my sister had a similar situation, but the only way that I could play with the dolls is if I was playing with like my trucks and the cars. So then I would put like the Barbie dolls on it and be like, if my dad walked in, I'd be like, no, like we're just playing, like I'm taking them around town, blah blah blah. But bitch, it was me the entire time. Like my sister was just watching, and that was her first paid gig by me.
It was
Peace and
you
love.
playing with the dolls, like kitty cat.
It was cheerleading, there was twirling, gymnastics, you name it, they was doing it.
They was doing it. So shout out to the dolls.
The literal dolls.
So let's get into wet or regret. Category is Drag Race Fashion Week. And shout out to drag.looks for posting all of these looks for us, because this is where we always get the looks before we get into our episode. So the girls were divided into 3 fashion houses: House of Visage, House of Cressley, and House of Matthews. First we have House of Visage, Mistress Isabel Brooks. What do you guys think about this look? I personally, this is a wet for me.
It's a wet. Like again, like I know it was a design-based challenge, but I just can't stop staring at her fucking mug. I feel like that bitch needs to start creating master classes for painting, and I would actually pay for it. With the look, I like the look. I mean, it's more on the simple side. It serviced me. Like I'm definitely wet from it, but like again, I kind of expected a little tiny bit more from her, being like the extravagant like Texas queen she is. But again, it's a wet for me.
Yeah.
Definitely a wet for me, because of the fact that she was able to dress to her size and also look fucking elegant, and the fact that she made it looks good. Again, the face, we can't even ever touch like negatively on that fucking paint.
Ever.
It's a wet. It's a splash fucking water park over here for me.
Then we have Aura Mayari. And for me, this is 100% a regret. I don't like the way this fits. I don't like the way that two little straps that are like going over her shoulder is. It doesn't look like the symmetry of it. It just doesn't look right. I feel like I like the print. Of course, the print is pretty, but of course that came from like I think a couch or something or whatever it was, a rug. So it's really it wasn't really that hard to make that print. She didn't make it at all, but I think it was the way she used that print and layered it that I had a problem with. I thought the skirt could have used more work. I thought that the cape at this point was a little redundant because I feel like she was just trying to make a bunch of things work.
Ooh,
Um
11.
11. So yeah, it was a regret for me.
I like the sunglasses. That's it. It's a regret for me. I'm gonna keep it cunt.
I'm gonna
Sure.
give her a wet. I'm gonna give her a wet because although maybe it's not next to other queens of what they brought on, judging her on her own sense, I feel like she got the challenge. She made an outfit. I feel like if I see this on like Selena Gomez or Ariana, we'd be like eating it. Does it have to be edited? Yeah, probably could be elevated for sure, but I'll give her the wet. I'll give her the wet for
I'm
right
also
now.
not looking at Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande the way I look at these queens. In true honestly, I hold these queens to a higher standard. These bitches actually make everything that they wear. They produce numbers, they produce lyrics, they do their looks, they do their hair. Drag queens, Ariana Grande has nothing on drag queens. However, this is not a good look. Moving on. Amethyst.
We love a bang. We
We
love a
love
bang.
we love a bang. Shout out to the bang community. Um I will say this. I was surprised. It's a regret for me, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, knowing that she literally had no clue how she was going to go about this challenge when we first started the episode. So even though it's a regret, kudos to you, Amethyst.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it was. I mean, I'm definitely like surprised of how like it actually doesn't look as terrible as I expected it to be. It's definitely regret. Like, Edward, I think you could have done a lot better,
Thank you, and I do agree. And again, she's the queen who keeps giving hope. It's a regret this week.
and usually every week, but no shade.
No, she had a that Diana Ross moment was cute. I really
And the
like
Lady
that moment.
Gaga.
And the Lady Gaga. I'm not even gonna lie. She had those cute little moments. Then we have Spice, who was giving body yaddy 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 yaddy. And listen, I'm gonna give it a regret because the reason
Thank
why is because I am holding Spice to the same standard that I'm holding Aura. Um, it looks cute because she knew how to layer it on top of her body, but the design and what she made out of what compared to what some of the other girls made, this was a regret.
I really did like it. The thing that's just bothering me is the tights, how they're very off colored from her actual skin tone. I feel like I know that she does like the pad, which I do give her like props because she's a baby queen padding. But also that just kind of took me out of the fantasy. I feel like with the hair and the headpiece, I feel like with that it was so extravagant, neck up, that I was expecting more. I mean, I'm gonna give it a wet, a wet, a very like easy wet, like a very like pre cum wet, but I'm not like gagging. I mean, I thought she looked good for what she did.
I feel like she did look good, but I feel like we've already seen it before. If this is not the promo look or the look they walked in with, then I don't know what is. It's just like I've already seen it, and if I'm judging her off of her, like I'm gonna say regret just because I know she could do better. Because when you set the bar that high with that chrome look that this bitch walked that stage with, and then you come to this, obviously I know she made this, but it's just very little fabric, and this would go to the same argument of 2 seasons ago with George's, where they
Oh
said
my
that George
god,
literally just had a little bit of fucking straps. I was
I
living for
was thinking
Georgia.
about that. I can't believe she won the ball against Lady Camden. Lady Camden ate with that fairy look, and I can't believe they really allowed Georges to have that win with that outfit. I feel like that was RuPaul was definitely like off too much of a caffeine enema, that he was high off something. Because there's no way in God's good glory that should have won. That's my piece.
I agree. I think that, I mean, one thing that I would challenge you on, Kevin, is the fact that you said that you didn't like the tights because it gives away that nude illusion. But what if she wasn't going for that nude illusion? What if this was like exactly what she was going for? I feel like not every time you wear tights, it has to be nude illusion unless that's what you're going for.
I mean, I could see that, but again, it just takes me out of the fantasy overall because if it's supposed to be like a low cut skirt and you're showing leg, I never like when the legs don't match the body, and I don't like when the body doesn't match the legs. That's always gonna be my little thing. I give her height like props though. She always wears like the highest heels out of every queen. Like she wears like
Yeah,
cleater.
she be on some on some like
like she wears pleasers.
no, literally. Next up, Luxe Noir London. Honestly, let's just clap.
I don't know if you can hear me. I don't have a mic.
Luxe Noir. Let me do that again. Luxe Noir London. You completely ate that runway up. Shout out to Jersey in the fucking house, making the girls gag. This look was insane.
It looks like she brought it from home. Like it's that like it looks like another designer made it. She looks fucking regal. Like it just looks so fucking finished. Like even when she walked out, I didn't have to see anyone else. I knew that she won.
And also, it's like, you know, the way that she did this was very like when she walked out onto that runway, it's how you walk an outfit. And she felt beautiful, she felt strong, she felt fierce. And to me, the way that she did this entire presentation, I love the black and white, the zebra of it all. Those pants are so perfectly constructed. Oh my god, just wow.
I would buy this.
No, absolutely. Right off like the fucking rack. She's stunned. When she turned the corner, I literally was like, wait, what's the category again? Because it just looked so finished and just it like you said, it was packed. The bitch took it out, fucking steamed it, threw it on. It's beautiful from literally from the wrap to the fucking toes. Look at that. Like, look at the fucking details. The heels, the way the pants.
You could tell she knew she won. Like the way that she was like stomping that. Like she had that Raja O'Hara walk. Like she was stomping the girls. Like,
and this was a not that this of course this is a Luxe Noir London look, but this is to the level of like Raja making. You know what I'm saying? Like when the girls are on Drag Race and legit make like designer type looks out of scraps on Drag Race. Like this is such a great look. I think that
it's an all winter season look. Like this is all winter season.
It's an all winter season look. Like this runway, I would say, is one of my favorite runways in the regular Drag Race like history. Like this is definitely one like for a runway that was created, a design challenge.
And they don't get that much time. And the fact that she made pants that are so symmetrical, and the fact that like
with a hard pattern,
like just the
and
fucking,
the seam of those pants. When you're creating things with this pattern, you have to make sure that when you're seaming it, the seams kind of like match. The fact that she was able to make it so seamless and just amazing.
Seamless.
And also she said that she wasn't really a seamstress. Like, you know, she could make herself around or making herself an outfit, but she was not really like, you know, a Project Runway girl. But girl, you should go on Project. You should go on Project Runway after this one. It was a wet. It was so wet, bitch. Call Katrina.
Katrina.
Bitch, it's Aquafina. Is Brita, is Smart Water.
Don't say Dasani. We don't do Dasani in this house.
Like, girl, it's all of the above. Wet.
Splash,
and a little bit of like it was just amazing.
Sponsored by Boy Butter.
Sponsored by Boy Butter. Okay, so then we have the House of Cressley, and up first, Robin Fierce.
I fucking hated this look.
You hated it?
No.
The fact that it was, and I'm gonna have my opinion. Again,
have your opinion, bitch. I'm gonna tell you your opinion's stupid.
Have it.
It's not. I think that no matter what, her face, again, she's like a mistress, gorgeous. Like her face, she's the face of the season. Mistress is the mug. This bitch is the face. Her bone structure, gorgeous. But I was so surprised that this was in the fucking top. Like, she's definitely, if they're counting tops, she's definitely fourth place, without a doubt. I just was not gagged. I feel like it's a good, safe look, but I did not fucking like it in terms of like everyone else. Like, you can't go after or be in the same lineup as fucking Luxe Noir London and what the fuck she did and wear this.
But this is where I'm gonna clock you, because then you sit there and you give Spice a wet for wearing some random ass shit when this bitch literally has a whole shoulder across a whole different fabric, which I think is leather, and leather's not easy to fucking sew. Then the skirt, the skirt is also fucking symmetrical in its own way, and then the fucking heels. Look at those heels. Those are fucking heels, bitch. Now those are pleasers.
She didn't make the heels.
And neither did Spice, but you was gagging over her fucking her inches.
I'm just giving her credit where she could pleasers. Like, I was just not enthralled by this look. It's a regret for me.
And it's a wet for me.
It was a wet for me. You guys know that I really like Robin. I've been singing her praises throughout this entire season. I was actually glad that she was picked to be up for the deliberations, because I feel like in a way she was getting lost in the competition and we really hadn't heard from her. So I'm glad that the judges noticed her and she was up for the deliberations. I think this look is cute. This look is cute.
Girl, the poppers got him.
I like that shoulder moment. I like the fact that she had a little whip and she was like a little horse master, you know. I forgot what the word for that is.
An equestrian.
An equestrian.
Next up on the runway, Equestria.
I love the braids. I love the mug. She is the face of the season. I love when Robin steps onto that runway. She always looks so good. I really liked it. It was a wet. Next we have. What's good with my English?
Hello. ESL.
Next we have Jax.
This is the thing about this bitch. She be posting her looks on Instagram, and it always looks 10 times better to what she brings on the runway, which I get. You're kind of like making up for what you didn't get the showcase. But again, like when she came out, I wasn't like mad at it. But the more I look at it, that bitch needs to take like notes from any of the queens. She's a younger queen on how to shape her body. She always is built like SpongeBob SquarePants, and it pisses me the fuck off because I feel like her mug is right. She has the talent, obviously, because we saw the first fucking episode. But again, like, I mean, it's a wet for me, honestly, just because again, I kind of like the detail she did with the boots. I feel like it was kind of innovative to add that plaid material to the boots, but I fucking hate a mullet.
I mean, all she really did to change it was change the hair, and she made the hair a lot bigger. I lived,
but the hair is a big part of an outfit, and it can make or break it.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. But in the sense of the change, it makes it. So although I do like a mullet, and I think that would be so cunt to rock if I had the hair to do so.
You have to be a very special person to rock that, and I just don't think that.
Victoria Elizabeth Black looks amazing in a mullet.
Oh, now that is.
Bitch, I was gonna suck her shit at Southern Nights if she would let me, if her boyfriend wouldn't have cut me.
If I had a nickel.
Brought to you by
Southern Nights Orlando.
Shout out to Southern Nights, baby. You guys were lit over there.
Bitch, B and Welton went to the clubs there, and we always felt like, let's just go back to Southern Nights. Like that is the only.
We went to every club in Orlando and still ended up at Southern Nights. So shout out to all the babies at Southern Nights, especially
you guys,
Roxy Andrews, especially
Roxy Andrews.
Anyways, Jax, I think is a wet for me. I liked it. I'm happy she changed her hair on the runway. It would be a regret. No. It's a wet. I like the outfit. I really did like the skirt.
You guys are not
true. Wow,
this was a regret for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that it fit. I didn't like the way that it looks. I didn't like, when RuPaul asked who was a seamstress, she raised her hand to me. This is not something that she pleaded. She pleaded the skirt. She did plead the skirt, which shout out to her. However, I feel like when she raised her hand saying that she sews, I was expecting something way more advanced than this. And that's, I guess I disappointed myself because those were my expectations, but that was a regret.
This is gonna
And
be. It's like just because we're not in a studio doesn't diminish us as a podcast. So I'm like, I feel like in her case, it's like the bitch sews. She sewed.
you're trying
She
to
sewed.
internalize all of this drama, baby. Stop
No,
doing that.
I'm saying she fucking sewed. At the end of the fucking day, if you give me
You
a
sewed,
fucking
but it wasn't good. You could be a seamstress, but not make good
but the
products.
but what's the question?
But he just tried to read us. He said just because we're not in the studio doesn't make us a good podcast.
No.
But it does, just because we're not in the
How
studio,
is
it
it
also does. Hold on, because now you got me talking.
Hold on,
talk
Holiday.
is because I was just talking
Now
too.
you came for the
You're not,
production.
but you're not
Now
listening.
you
But
came
you're
for
not
the production.
listening.
Hold on now. Hold
But
on.
you're not listening. You
Hold
gotta
on
listen to
now. Hold on
respond.
now.
Go ahead.
Just
Go
because
ahead.
we're not
I'm
in
gonna
a
give you the floor.
studio, it does not make us a good podcast. But it also, the reality is the visuals are not great. Whether
Okay,
whether I love this podcast or not, we're not in a studio with HD cameras, so I
Okay.
cannot make it seem like these visuals are amazing visuals. I am still humble enough in me to say this could be better.
But the thing is, the example that I'm giving, so don't read into it. But the example that I'm giving is if someone asks you, do you do podcasting? You say yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say yes. So if someone asks you, do you know how to sew? Bitch, I'm raising my hand if I know how to fucking sew. I never
Okay.
said I was the best fucking sewer in all of motherfucking Manhattan, but bitch, I know how to sew. So
Okay.
therefore, like I'm
You
serving
you
on
got
my
that.
podcast. You know what I mean?
You got that.
In the sense, I respect her for raising her hand because at the end of the day, now had the conversation been, oh, bitch, you ain't raise your hand. Oh, she don't have the confidence to raise her hand. So, like, shout out to her. I think it was a
That
win.
is true. That is true. Thank you.
And I respect
Okay,
you for being able
well,
to have that conversation.
next up is Anitra, and as the biggest Anitra stan here, it was a regret for me. I live for her, but
I was not expecting that.
That gagged me.
the
bit.
moment the moment I saw those fucking shoes.
That nose.
No, I love because I love a big nose because that they know how to eat ass. But the moment I saw those shoes took me.
Then,
I wanted to hate crime the shoes because they're terrible.
When
feel like-
when I saw the shoes, I said, Is she not wearing heels on the runway?"
No, and I feel like again, I'm gonna stay true with what I said. The legs don't match the body, and I hate that. Like again, no queen can walk out and have perfect fucking legs. I get that, and honestly, it's probably most likely the studio lighting and everything killing off the whatever. But like again, I'm her biggest stan ever. But this was a fucking regret for me just because I have higher expectations and her silhouettes are starting to get really predictable. I'm starting to see that like it's a trend, which listen, if this is gonna be your brand, it's like that sexiness, that body, elevate it more. Because someone like Trinity Tug, she's a gown bitch, but every fucking gown she comes out with is intricate and has its own story. And for this, like, bitch, this hurts me as a fucking stan because I want to stan her to the day I die, but like, give me something worth standing. And this is not worth standing, and it's a fucking regret for me.
Okay, but you stand her. You just didn't stand this look.
Oh, no, I stand the fuck out of her, but this makes me want to like. I want her, like we always say on this podcast, like we just want the queens to do the best that they fucking can in whatever scenario they're in. Like with Jax, like I still fucking love Jax, but I want her to do more. And it goes with Anitra, just especially because like she's my pick to win. You can't be my pick to win if I'm fucking looking at fucking these boots.
Yeah, I feel like it felt a little flat and one-dimensional. She put a lot of details into the top piece, the little blazer, half blazer, crop top. And then kind of from the waist down, I feel like she was like, oh shit, what do you mean we only have an hour fucking to get ready? Like, all right.
Which is not an excuse because look at fucking Lux. Lux had the same time as her and made fucking beautiful. Like, Anitra, if this had like those, like some type of pants like Lux did, she would have been the top. But again,
I was going to ask what you think you would add or take away from this look.
I feel like you said, it's the top, phenomenal. The hair could have been a little bit bigger for me. It's giving very like Loosey LaDuca, very like chill vibes. Like I would love like a pants with like the openings on the sides, like the inglets on the side to have that like that moment, or even like a harem pant where the pants are open and then it gives her those legs. Again, like I love this bitch, but it's a fucking regret, and I hope to God this is my only regret for my winner pick this entire season.
For me is I'm gonna give it a wet because she sold it on the runway and it looks pretty, but I will say this wasn't enough. This wasn't enough.
You're such a
feel
cutie.
I've
It was pretty.
oh, thank
That
you.
was cute.
Good shade, Loki.
But no, it was cute. I really
It was
like this,
cute.
and the way she sold it on the runway. That bitch can walk a runway. She can, whoa. But I do think that it wasn't enough. And in that same instance of it not being enough, here, let's look at Salina EsTitties, which is just too much.
Like we said last time, and we will say again, I think her mug is beautiful. I generally do think that she has a nice mug, but again,
True.
like it's just like it's always whether it's the personality or the outfits. It's just too much for us viewers to handle in the fucking.
But
20
way
minutes
too
of the
much
show.
what?
Everything, like it was the cape, and then it was the leather skirt, and then it was those again ugly ass shoes. Trying to learn ugly shoes this runway. Then it was the bra. Then it's the jewelry. Then it's like the suit jacket. Almost, it was just like I knew where she was going. I feel like
It needed a lot of editing.
I thought it was so shady that Ross was like, "You know what's wrong, right?" and
she's like,
she didn't know, but she said, "Yeah."
But I didn't get that. I was kind of confused at that
So
point.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be completely honest, 100%. 100%. Wait, what?
I said, "Fuck my jag."
Oh, you were talking? My bad.
it's
I
the
just
bitches
said-
with the mics that got the most to say.
Oh, anyways, well, to speak into the mic, I think that I didn't agree with them. I didn't see what was wrong with it. Now that you pointed out, I do see that there are a lot of elements that make it a little busy, but I think it was very intricate. And again, when you compare the time, but it's also a design challenge, bitch, just to make a design look good. Because I'm like, look at how much shit she made up versus Spice. Spice literally has a crop top and a skirt. Those tights she didn't make, you know what I mean? That hair she brought, that necklace.
Child, that's not even a crop top and a skirt. That's literally two pieces of fabric stitched to the two sides.
That's
And
two
No.
pieces and a biscuit. That's two pieces and a biscuit.
This bitch said, "Poop."
Little bit of fucking duct tape.
And she
Yeah.
said, "Body yaddy yaddy."
It's
And
just hard to like think about like again. I'm gonna relay back like look at fucking Luxe Noir London. They had the same time, and again it goes to creative direction, and obviously hers is not up to par with like a Luxe or a Sasha or like really anyone. But like, bitch, like I know me. If I was in that fucking workroom and I was making my little fucking bra and panty, and I look over at Luxe, I'd be like, well, I hope I'm like safe or like a nice like little like low.
It's just crazy because Salina, when she came out super confident on the runway, and
She
she actually thought she ate. Like she
I thought
actually,
she did.
like and don't get me wrong, when I first saw this look come out, I didn't think that it was gonna get as much negative critiques as it got. Like honestly, like when I first when Ross started speaking, I was like, oh shit, they actually don't like this look. And then when they explained it, I kind of also got on board because I do feel like there's a lot going on. That jacket that turns into a cape, I feel like it would have been cute if the jacket would have came completely off and not like hang from the back as a cape, because at this point you're just the only thing that's hanging from you is a bed comforter. It doesn't look like a nice cape moment because it's legit a bed comforter or whatever it is that you pulled. So and then the construction of that blazer is a little sloppy. I feel like her skirt doesn't fit her well either. So I feel like it's a lot going on. It's good concepts, but is the execution is what I'm having a problem with.
Like Edward said about Anitra's look, it's like with that jacket to a cape, like if it was a little bit like had more dimensions to it, and it was like you didn't know it was gonna be a jacket to it, and it was lined differently, and it had more like of a moment. I feel like it generally could have been fucking epic for her to have like a jacket, then flip it into a cape. Like I feel like if someone like a Shea Coulee had that idea, and it would have been cunt like Balachachi, but like it was just so like one dimensional.
So one-dimensional. Then we have House of Matthews, and first up, mother herself, Sasha Colby.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck if it's a fucking bathing suit. This is how you do a fucking bathing suit on the fucking runway. Because it's not just the fucking bathing suit, it's how she did the body glow and how she looks tan, and then how the fucking the cape part, how it's like the like how it turns into like the arms, and it's lined with that beautiful pink fabric. It like it looks expensive. No shade. This looked more expensive as to when Carrie Colby won the actual fucking J-Lo outfit. Like, if you put Carrie Colby in her J-Lo outfit and Sasha in this outfit, I would rather Sasha's. Like, I think her
Okay, but
mug
you don't
is...
even got
What?
you don't gotta compare them. Like you're literally comparing such. They're both great looks. Don't compare
No.
them.
No,
I
but they are.
mean,
But
that's fair.
thank you. But again, if I had them two next to each other because mother-daughter and it's very similar
But I feel like
fabric...
the reason why I say don't compare them is because I feel like Sasha was not going for that look. It just happened that was the print that
Yeah.
she had, and but so it's like
That
it's
bitch is
not.
way too fly. I
Now,
feel like
if it was a night of 10,000 J-Los and she brought that look out, then we could compare mother and daughter. But I feel like it's not right to compare them because they weren't going for the same thing. It just happened to be the same thing.
So again, I'm gonna compare again, and I just think obviously Sasha. I'm gonna disregard everything the host and my boss said, and hopefully I don't get fired. But again, I'm just an intern. I think literally Sasha just ate, and I feel like again, like we don't want a bathing suit.
Mhm.
This next to Spice, I would have eliminated Spice on the jump with this. Like, it's just not. It's like a Lux Noir. I'm gonna just go back to the queen of the fucking episode, Lux Noir London. It's just how you sell it. This bitch came out in a bathing suit. Obviously, it's not as intricate and as a fucking multi-dimensional word of the day as Lux is, but like, it's just, this look is just fabulous. And I just think like her body, like that ass is fat.
So are you what?
Bitch, I'm hard.
No,
Word.
no, I'm sorry. That body is sickening. Like,
Sasha, this is for you. A shot for you, girl, for Sasha.
And I really was not gagged. I was not thinking about the body. I was not thinking about the tan. I wasn't thinking about that she even made the bathing suit. I was just like, meh. And I will say I hold Sasha at a different standard, not because I know shit in the sense of her specific history, but because of the hype that she gotten. And I think it has created this like bar where it's like, bitch, if you're not doing backflips off the fucking lights, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be gagged. But when I do sit there and then you look at the details, that fucking
Mhm.
shit that she has dripping off, that little cover up that has like the pink silk inside, that's the
Mhm.
moment that seals the deal for her to like, I think she was safe, right?
She
That
was
it's
high.
like I was like, damn, like you have to think that took time because that's not just the bitch just draped there and put one line. It's fitted to her body. Look at the way it sits on the shoulders. So
She knows her
then
body and she knows how to complement it, which I love.
when I
I
go to
think
the
that
challenge and the overall concept, it's a wet for me.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a wet for me too. I felt like she made the bathing suit first and saw herself in the mirror and said, "This is sickening, but it's also just a bathing suit. How can I now elevate this look?" So when she's giving us this cape moment, and also the way, just like you said, Edward, the cape lays so perfectly on her shoulders, but it's also like a glove situation because she's putting her hands through the cape, and it's just perfectly made. I think it's so smart the way that she did that. I think the hair goes. I love how she elongated her body. Like, it just, everything about this is drag. Everything about this is cunt.
Good
Everything about
drag.
this is beautiful. I love her mug. She's given us a very like semi-dramatic, but also in a way like simple mug that you don't need to overshadow. You don't need to do too much because what you're wearing is perfect. I think
And it's
I
that
love
still
how she
drag
does that.
makeup.
I love that you
It's
said
still
that.
drag makeup.
Thank you. I feel like I'm not comparing again, but like when other queens are on the show and they're a beautiful girl and they lose that drag. They lose that like I'm in a drag competition. I feel like Sasha has not once did that. Sasha's
not one.
a beautiful trans woman, and she know that her trans beat is phenomenal. But when that bitch steps on that stage, she's a motherfucking drag queen, and she will paint to the fucking back motherfucking row. And I just am obsessed with like even last week with the whole when she was a broom. That bitch is mug. She is always stamped correctly, and she's stamped for the back. She's gonna give you fucking drag.
Next we have Loosey LaDuca.
She just gives me like a white woman vibes. I don't know why. Whenever I see her, I'm like, that's a white woman.
I mean,
I feel
she is white. Like,
but like
she can give you anything else.
no,
But
but
that
it's
is
just
not a
very much
woman.
like cookie cutter. Like this, I mean, it's a wet for me. Like it's not bad, but again, like it's just not like amazing to me that I'm like, whoa, like this bitch is like I'm not jumping out of my seat. Like if I was at a bar and I saw this, I'd be like, oh, like again, like it's very reminiscent of her Dolly look. I think she was trying to be reminiscent of that as well as like the Dolly Parton, because bitch, she looks like Dolly Parton here.
Okay, but I feel like your expectations are a little bit way too high, because it's like,
Yeah.
no, because okay, let's actually think about this analytically. Like, you have a challenge. You have a challenge, and the challenge is to make a look out of something that is in this room. What she made is good.
No, it's good. It's a wet for me. It's good, but
It
again, like
may not. This is definitely not a look that you prepare to go to Drag Race with. This is very pedestrian, but to the purpose of the challenge was just to create a good look. I feel like creating something out of scrap. This is amazing.
And I think to like piggyback off of kind of like Lux's success, she also made pants in that case with a hard pattern, and she made it look good. So it's a wet for me. I do
It's
think
wet.
that she's starting to do that signature look, and it's hard to kind of erase the dolly away from like the face that I see now. But it's a wet. She turned it. She really
I
did
also
turn
feel
it.
like Dolly Parton does not own that look, so we cannot hold every fucking white queen that does a little cinched waist and big blonde hair like hostage to they're doing Dolly Parton. Like, who? It's not my fault. Dolly Parton looks like a fucking drag queen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it.
She is a drag queen.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is Loosey LaDuca. Like, this is Loosey LaDuca if she's at ShopRite buying some wings. Like, this is who, if Loosey was a legit regular person walking in and out of fucking Starbucks, this is how she would look. And I feel like this is cute. I love her. I love what she made out of it. And I loved it. I really did loved it, because she took a lot of patterns that may not work together and she made them work.
It was a safe wet for me.
Then we have Malaysia, baby doll, 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 Fox.
This look, I'm sorry, like I was not gagged.
Are you crazy?
I was.
With the edit?
It's a cute look. I wasn't gagged.
Yeah, I think it was cute.
But like
No,
it was
it was
exactly
cute.
like Wellington said, it's pretty. It's a pretty look.
It's pretty.
I like that she was able to be in deliberations to like get some feedback, because she's been safe for the past 3 weeks.
And she really wanted that.
Again, but I was just not like, it wasn't like giving me like the ooh ah sensation of like something. Again, it's hard to not compare against Lux, because again, Lux was on the same runway, but it was just not like, I don't know, like it was pretty. Like, it's a wet for me just because it's not a bad look, but it's nothing that I'm fucking riding home for. I think, I don't know.
Maybe it's the tights not matching for you, but for me,
no, it definitely is, because I was gonna say, but I didn't want to sound repetitive. But y'all heard.
No, for me, it was a wet more based off of the storyline. For her not knowing how to sew and her turning this out, that's why it was a wet for me. It also looks really good. I think with her behind story of like being Baptist and being growing up in the church, I think it has that connection in there. So I love the story and the connection. So it was a wet for me. Now when we do compare it, which unfortunately we're comparing to Lux's shit is gonna be on Couture Runway. This is gonna be at like.
This is Couture.
This is JC Penney.
Like, I literally saw this in
And
the
that's
today.
not bad. And that's not bad. This being Lux being Valentino and this being JC Penney is not bad.
It's the dupe.
I think it's not even I don't even think it's a dupe. I think it's perfect to what she made. Like, it's not bad. The girls could do both. The girls could give Valentino and also give JC Penney. But you can't give this H&M.
I like the versatility that Malaysia does, because like she'll come out in like in a beautiful, extravagant look, and then she'll remind us that she's humble and come out in something like this.
Such a pageant queen.
That's how you write. That's how you read a bitch. Then we have Marsha.
Her makeup is fucking fierce. She definitely leveled it up. I like how the glasses match the little necktie, and it has a little bit of orange in the outfit.
Avoiding a cancellation.
When you bring it down to the category of the challenge, she ate in the sense of design. I didn't expect anything less because the bitch has a BFA. But she's starting to show, I guess, her style, which is very like this 50s, like, milk. What is it? A milkshake shop, and like,
it's very like mod Twiggy vibes, like very mod. Again, like, I like that she's actually taking critiques of the makeup, because I feel like there obviously is a huge transformation. But again, like, maybe I'm just not I love her as a queen. Actually, like her, like how she is as a queen. I'm just not a crazy fan of her style because this whole is very reminiscent to Dakota Schiffer on Drag Race UK season 4, with like that very like old school like like very like old Chanel runway. But again, like I'm just not like I kind of expected her to do this, and I
Mhm.
kind of expected this silhouette, this very like Stepford wife, with a pie in her hand. I don't know.
That's a
It's a
really
regret
good
for
example.
it's a regret for me.
I will say she knows her brand.
And whether we like her brand or not, she will know it. But let's not talk bad about her because she will get the tuck canceled and deleted. So we love you, Marcia. Thank you so much. You are the winner to the tuck.
Team
You're our
Mischief.
winner.
Oh,
Team
no.
Marshalls. Marshalls.
Marshalls. Yeah, this was a regret for me, and I might just keep it simple. Moving on, then we have
Like
the
she did.
we have a judge. We have the judges' deliberations, and Mistress, Aura, Spice, Anitra, Loosey, and Marsha were all safe. At the top, we have Lux, Robin, Sasha, and Malaysia, and at the bottom, we have Jax, Salina, and Amethyst. First impressions of the top and bottom.
It was odd that they picked like a top 4 and then a bottom 3. I don't know. It was just kind of like when I saw that, I was kind of like, oh, like that. Like they usually do the top, like one winner, 2 highs, 1 low, 2 bottoms. So I feel like, in my personal opinion, y'all could shoot me. I don't give a fuck. I don't think that Robin should have been there. I think it should have been Lux 100%. That bitch fucking ate, and she knew she won the moment she was out there. Definitely saw. It should have just been Lux and Sasha. I feel like Malaysia and Robin had no business being up there with the other queens. I guess it was a good storyline because they finally had some deliberation, which is cute. They finally got to hear Rue talk to them and say their name. But again, it was Lux versus fucking Sasha, but obviously Lux.
I feel like the only I think that all the queens that were on the top deserve to be on the top, but I feel like at that same instance, if you look at Malaysia's look and you look at Mistress look is way more like executed better and looks just better than Malaysia's. So for Malaysia to be at the top and Mistress to be safe, I feel like then what's the standard then? You know what I'm saying? Like because Malaysia's look looks good, but I know that the judges were gassing her up, saying that she looks like she's been sewing for years. This doesn't look like someone that sews for years.
I
It's
don't give a
good.
fuck about a backstory. Like Edward, no shade, but I'm gonna rebuttal whatever you said before. Like when you were saying like, oh, I love the backstory. I don't give a fuck about a backstory if you don't know how to sew. All that matters is when you hit that runway. Like I'm not eating up your backstory about you not fucking sewing and not having experience. I don't give a fuck. I want to see.
He's trying to lay
track.
the groundwork for his episode.
I see.
You could be like bottom 2 first episode and then win high. I feel like that's gonna be your trajectory.
Bitch, the only
Just know
trajectory
I'm gonna
is
read you on the
down.
tuck if you start crying in the workroom about not knowing how to sew, and then
And
you
it's
come,
okay, I'm gonna get my fans to cancel suspend the Instagram. I feel
girl.
like I don't know. Like I'll give her
I have
flowers.
your page blocked,
I'll get the barbs after you. I feel like
girl.
Look at the housewives.
all right. I'll take all of them. Ba, 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 ba. I feel like no. Actually, Candace will probably cook my ass up. Like once Candace gets in the room, I'm out. But motherfucking Malaysia, I feel like she deserved her moment. I feel like she deserved her love. She deserved her flowers. She didn't win. Had she won, now we can go on a motherfucking uproar. We all know who the fuck it was once they presented us that top. Because even Sasha, I'm sorry, Sasha know that next to Lux's outfit was gonna take away.
100%.
I thought that Sasha could have ate her up if it wasn't for Janelle's critique that she gave Sasha, saying that she saw her struggle taking off the cape. So as soon as they edited in that little critique,
100%.
I said, oh, never mind, Lux won. So then the winner of the challenge is Lux Noir London. Congratulations, Lux.
Such a well-deserved, especially after last season of having someone not win and not be deserving of a win for a design challenge. This really made me have faith again in RuPaul's decisions that he crowned the fucking right queen when it comes to this fucking challenge.
Yes, very much that. The lip sync the lip sync this week is to Janelle Monáe's Queen, and the two bottom queens are Amethyst and Salina.
Most deserved.
Yeah, I think it was right. I also think that, of course, spoiler alert, Amethyst goes home. But I also felt like, you know, you
She knew.
you have Amethyst and Salina. I feel like at the moment that Amethyst was at the bottom, she knew she was going home that week.
You had that
Because
mentality from the second the challenge was announced.
from the second the challenge was announced, because at the end of the day, you've been at the bottom twice already. You climbed your way out of it, but you didn't climb your way out of that bottom area. You just climbed your way out of the bottom.
Like, you're
And
not how Black Pepper, who Black Pepper can kill every, like, that bitch. Black Pepper was in the bottom like 6 times, but she ate every time to the point where, like, oh no, she's gonna stay. Like, Amethyst isn't as strong as a performer that it could be saving her in her instance. Like, again, as much as I'm a Salina unstan, I do think Salina had an amazing lip sync. I feel like she ate her up.
yeah,
Simple as that.
I agree. I think so. But I was also gonna say, I honestly feel. I just saw who added those notes to the taping notes at the end.
What did the tape note say?
It says bleep any positive talk about Salina.
Definitely.
Edward, you're such a fake fan. I knew you were gonna switch up at some point.
No, that is my bitch. So we could fight, ho.
So I do think that I was actually surprised that Salina won the lip sync, because at first they've been. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give it to the Drag Race producers. The way they've been editing these lip syncs, I usually don't know who's gonna win at the end. You know, they've been editing it in a way where like they give both the queens equal amount of screen time.
Just the lip sync, though.
Just that's the only editing.
I know the whole
editing-
episode in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, yep, this bitch is getting too much screen time. She's going home.
No,
And I still don't even know Robin's voice. I feel like I haven't heard her all fucking season.
no, literally.
Bro, Kevin. You are fucking hilarious, honestly.
No shade. New edits.
Next week is a girl group challenge, and for all the girls.
I cannot wait. Like,
Me
this is
too.
I love when they perform. I love, like, this is like one of my favorites besides the design. I love when you can see the personality. I love when they could also, bitch, this is the shit we're gonna be listening to in the car on the way to Boxers when we're fucking windows down, like,
Loosey is the new win-man. Like this, we literally have a playlist of all the Drag Race songs that have ever come out, and I love myself a cute little musical, a cute little singing challenge when the girls are making their own beat and making their own lyrics. Like, I love that. I eat the girls up. I love the girls that can rap. Let me see who is like. I'm excited to see who's a rap lyricist and vocalist, who's gonna give us vocals, who's gonna give us rap, who's gonna give us in between. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, let's take
think
some
it's gonna
guesses real quick. Who
Yep,
do we
right
think
here.
is who's gonna like serve it and who's gonna struggle?
I think that Mistress is probably gonna be a good, like, it's gonna give us a good rap moment. I think Malaysia is gonna give us a good rap moment. I think that musically, probably Marsha, because she's a theater queen. She's going to do good as well. I mean, I want to have faith in Loosey, but I also feel like, you already let us down when it comes to music when you sung in the talent show. So I'm not even gonna, I feel like Sasha. I don't know about Sasha. I don't know about Salina. I feel
think
like
who's gonna do
I
good
think
is
next week is
WWE.
Aura's week.
Why?
I was thinking the same thing, because they edited her in the preview crying, and I feel like she's clearly not leaving. If they edit you crying for next week, you're clearly not leaving.
You're either gonna win or gonna go home.
No, not even. You're not gonna go home, because why would they edit the girl that goes home crying? They wouldn't edit that. So she literally won the challenge next week. We know that for a fact. So now it's like, let's see how she got. I actually think that Aura wins next week. How? I don't know.
I don't see that in my
I think
fantasy.
that she's either gonna win or she's gonna be at the top. I think it's gonna be her and Malaysia at the top, because the way they edited that little next week sneak peek with her and Malaysia saying, I'm gonna do good no matter what y'all bitches say, and then her over there crying on the runway, like, after Michelle gives her a bad critique.
So you think it's Malaysian or Kevin?
At the top? Yep.
I think I'll do like a top 3 because that's how they typically do it. I feel like Lux is gonna fucking eat it because I do like her song that she performed in the talent show. I feel like Lux is definitely gonna be up there. I don't know why. I feel like Spice, if you watch their Roscoe's, those bitches think they're fucking Eminem. They think they're Jay-Z. They be rapping no matter what. So I generally like, I think it'll be a gag if it's like Lux, Spice, and then I think like Marsha.
You could tell that was Sugar's first performance at a bar at Roscoe's.
Oh my God.
I would
But-
say Mistress. What?
No, I'm just saying with her titties out, and she was just like I'm like, oh, Sugar.
I was living. That was such a good
Sugar.
Roscoe's.
What I can't get over is where the dingling go, with the dingling go, with the
With
dingling.
the lingo, with the- That was a good one.
That's my shit.
And that's why Spice, I think, is gonna show us like, do you know what, low key, like, I think this might be a good moment for her.
She's gonna show us where the dingling went.
You know a thing or two about making shit viral, so I feel like she could definitely give it. So I'm definitely have my high hopes for Spice, Mistress, and I'm gonna also say
Salina.
Malaysia. No, I was gonna say Malaysia, but now that you do say Salina, I'm gonna do a top 4. I think Salina does have a good opportunity of showing herself. Like, y'all gonna guys. This is the same way. This is the same way. All these bitches looked at me last season or 2 seasons ago when I was like, Candy Muse, that's my bitch. Candy Muse, that's my bitch. Candy Muse, and everyone's like, no,
Not
no.
us. I live for Candy, so it wasn't.
And then
It
she made
wasn't
it to the end.
Lisa.
I feel like Selena's definitely gonna make it at least to fucking top 6.
I doubt that. But before we
No,
head
I
out,
think she'll make it far. I definitely think she'll make it
I
far.
don't think so. I don't think so.
I think she will.
We'll just have to.
Who's everyone in today's moment? Who's everyone's number one top to win the season of 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race? Me. You already know.
Just off of what we've seen so far in this
Yep.
competition.
I'm still gonna say Nietzsche because I feel like she's gonna. Oh my god, I forgot about Nietzsche. I feel like she's gonna do good, but that's just me being a stan. I just have high hopes. Generally, I think she's my winner. She had a win, and then she's been safe literally this entire time. So I feel like she's gonna pick it up, and I feel like she's gonna take it home. Generally, I think Nietzsche is my girl.
I
So,
want
Go ahead, my love.
I want to
Or-
say Mistress. I'm gonna put my chips on Mistress.
I love that.
I am going to put my money on Lux Noir London. I feel like we've seen already different ways that she has excelled, and especially this designs challenge. I feel she was funny in the comedy challenge, acting challenge. She was high before, then she won the design challenge, and next week we have a musical challenge. If she eats the musical challenge,
The crown is hers.
she has the charisma, uniqueness, and talent you need. Like, I'm sorry. So honestly, I'm putting a lot of my money on Lux Noir London.
Now, who's actually gonna win is probably Sasha Colby.
No, she's not gonna win.
According to Wellington, it's Aura.
No, I like the competition. I don't think Sasha Colby's gonna win the competition. I feel like it will be too predictable for her to win. I think that Sasha Colby. Okay, so here's my thing.
She's gonna win All Stars. She's gonna win All Stars.
Certain queens have a story already written for them by the producers that they are not in control of. With that said, Sasha Colby, someone that is so well known outside of this competition, that has won crowns outside of this competition, and is coming to RuPaul's Drag Race, is not going to win the first time that they come around, because that would just be too predictable. I think that Sasha is probably going to get to second runner up. She's probably going to make it legit to top 2 and not get the crown. And then she's going to come back on an All-Stars and she's going to eat the girls. Because the thing is, to give Sasha the crown over all of these other queens that looked up to her when she walked into that workroom will kind of be pointless. However, if you bring Sasha back to an All-Star season, or USA versus the world, Sasha Colby.
That would make sense.
Because she's the queen of because she doesn't give me queen of season 15. She gives me queen of the fucking world.
USA versus the world, Sasha Colby. That's my Pokemon. I really do think that Sasha's winning moment is not going to come out of regular Drag Race. It's definitely going to come out of one of the All-Star franchises. So
I think she is more than a normal season. I mean, I guess like
I just feel like she needs to be crowned amongst queens of her caliber. I'm not saying these queens are bad, but I'm saying they all looked up to her when she walked in. So clearly they saw her as another level of drag that they all
Look
hadn't
up
been
to.
they all looked up to. So I feel like she needs to be with queens that are at her same level competing to then be kind of like, you know, and it goes back to, I remember watching Dragula Resurrection, and how the Boulay brothers were saying like, we're not gonna crown Victoria because Victoria doesn't like this competition. Loki does not face Victoria. Like she needs to be competing with the best of the best, and then that's when we'll
And she
consider.
did.
And she did. So I think that that's gonna be that's kind of the same thing about Sasha. She's here as this is the stepping stone to her Drag Race, you know, career, and she's definitely gonna gag us in an All Stars moment or in a versus the world moment, and she's gonna take it all.
Agreed.
And yeah,
That's that.
let's go, Sasha. We're waiting.
Well,
That has been the tea. Now you decide the fucking shade, bitch.
And we were shady today.
And we were shady today. Okay, if 6,000.
We love you, Marsha. We love you, Marsha. Do not get anything canceled, please. The tuck just started, Marsha. We love you. Like
We love.
And if you-
Listen, we love all queens except Eve 6000. Just to make it clear.
and Salina.
No,
and then for Serena.
no. The thing is, there's a deeper problem with. I'm not gonna keep talking. It's already like a minute and 40, but there's
I'm
a deep
tired.
problem with Salina that I have personally, and it's about representation and, you know, Lion
we're
X.
gonna get into it next week.
We're gonna get
Next
into it
week
next
it's gonna be
week.
an episode, so y'all better be tuned in.
Oh,
Please make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Talk Podcast, and make sure you're subscribing to our podcast and giving us a good review. And if you don't, bitch, if you don't like the podcast, then give us a bad review. At least you gave us one, baby.
yeah. Get in the comments. Get chatty, ho. Like,
Get
what's up?
chatty. Eat us up. We eat the queens up. Now eat us up. How do I look?
If we said some shit you don't like, send it to the queen, and let's get her opinion on it. Like,
Do not send it to the queen. We do not condone hate, and we do not, you know, we're not sending you to no queens. And just to let other queens know, we're not judging your drag, because drag is an art form and art is subjective. What we are judging is your drag when it comes to this competition and this podcast. So just letting you guys know. With that said, bye.
much love from the talk.